I think we're at a fork in the road. I think we've arrived there with, cross-media measurement coming in 2024 in some way, shape, or form. And some of the revelations that came out earlier this year from the Adalytics report about things going on with Google and YouTube, it's all from a lack of transparency. And we think you can't have two transparency standards in one premium video industry. We can't have one where we have a fully transparent multi-screen TV standard and then a semi-opaque walled garden standard. And the marketer loses there. One of the things that we realize is that when the marketer doesn't have transparency, they don't have recourse. They don't have the ability to make sure that all of the numbers that are going into their modeling metrics and things like that are truly correct, and they're not sure are their KPIs being truly delivered or not. So to us, it's imperative that we as an industry rally around one transparency standard, which should be fully lit, fully transparent, and we think marketers should be leading the way in that call.
Are marketers leading the way? Are they engaged? How's things going?
Some are, but not enough. I think that what's happened over the last 10 years is that they've been conditioned that the level of transparency that they're getting from the walled gardens or non-transparency is sufficient. So I think by default we have an industry, not just marketers, but we have a full ecosystem that is essentially caved to the walled gardens. And it's because there's been a power shift really inside of the US marketing ecosystem, and that the real shot callers forever, for 80 plus years, were the marketers. And it's stunning to believe it, but I don't have anyone who's been able to tell me that this isn't true. And that is, the most powerful shot callers in the marketing ecosystem have become these two walled gardens. And the way that they've done that is through having an opaque process and not empowering people with fully lit, transparent data. And we think they would do incredibly well in an environment with fully lit, transparent data. We're not anti-walled gardens, we're pro-transparency. And we think that the marketers will win, but they'll win too long term.
So Sean, what's happening in terms of their response with Google in particular? Are they responding? Do you think there will be some movement? What are your hopes, expectations?
We were, we're uniformly disappointed by the fact that there weren't more, very, visible and very loud CMOs demanding change. We were looking for the industry as a whole, the marketing industry as a whole, to come out with proclamations, to come out with, challenges. Never happened. There were some rebates that were issued by Google to some advertisers that were obviously burned, but it has kind of gone by the wayside in terms of the news cycle, which is stunning when you think about the level of just how burned a lot of these advertisers were, not just monetarily but reputationally as well. So we think that so far there hasn't been an outcry or an outrage that has been organized and of the right size and of the right weight. That being said, it's not like the issue is going away. The VAB is here to make sure the issue isn't going away and that we come to a decision in terms of a marketplace.
Sean, on a happier note, let's talk about sort of the upside, the positive side. Certainly TV is, we've had the strike and we've had a lot of issues in debt and a lot of issues facing the TV industry. What are some positive things that you're seeing coming up and that we can expect for the new year?
Well, I think first of all, as the gathering place for world-class live content, you're seeing what some of these numbers are. For example, for the live football games, you're seeing how strong all the followings are around all the premium content. The differentiator, and that being $113 billion that's invested in original content, is shining through. I think the strike illuminated how important it was to get the model correct to go forward because of how important world-class original content is to everything, whether it's news, sports, weather, whatever it is. And I think what we're seeing now is an understanding that that there are premium impressions, and that impressions need to be differentiated between premium impressions. We need to understand what are professional impressions versus what are UGC impressions. And I think that the need for that has become very apparent in the marketplace. So quality shining through and quality being measured versus something that's of less quality, the marketer needs to understand these factors. And we're starting to see that that's really, really coming up now frequently in all our conversations with marketers.